YouTube, check this out. Oh, you saw the last video I did a week or two ago where I was talking about getting that motor in the car. I don't remember if the motor was even in the car when I did that video. Well, I couldn't get the car to start. It wouldn't prime fuel. So I pushed that into the carport and I put it up on car ramps. I put the front tires up on ramps, and as I was lifting the back of it up, it rolled backwards off the ramps. And when that happened, it caught the front end on one of the ramps right here in this corner, and it lifted this whole front end up and broke the shit out of it in a couple of places. Fortunately, today's Tuesday, I got a sick kid at home, so I was able to stay home with the sick kid, so I'm taking advantage of that. And I came out here and really looked at it, and that side had come completely unattached from the car. Now, they do have forward landing mounts, but on this car, those frame horns are gone. Those are a bolt-on piece and they're removable, and you can kind of see that apparatus we got going right there. That's part of the structure that holds all this up, and I had to cut it, and it's okay, we can weld it. But I had to cut that off to get the front end off because that's welded and, you know, all that jazz up there. But that had come completely unattached from the car. This side was still held fast, which was really unfortunate. That side had always been loose over there. Well, for several years it had been loose, basically since we turned it into a race car. And this front end, you know, it needed body work really bad anyway, and it needed to come off to do what needed to be done. But I was not wanting to do it now. I was wanting to, finish some detail work on the Corvette and then go drive it. That's not going to happen now. We probably won't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it done this year. We'll get it out for some fall cruising, but I don't have any hopes of getting it in the to the track this year now before the track closes. But there's always no trailer season 2, you know. Anyway, so that's my project now for the winter. Is I got commanded into doing some impromptu body work for the Corvette, but that's, you know, just kind of what happens. I did not want to stop. I wanted to have the Chevelle in sandable primer before the end of this month. We'll have it in high build primer before the end of this month, so that way I'd have, you know, some work to do where I could bring it inside so it's when it's cool out. But that's not going to happen. We're on this, so it's hurt pretty bad. You know, it's cracked in a lot of spots. You know, pretty significant crack there. That's a new one. This is an old one that got made much worse, and you know, we're doing the old zip tie trick to hold that sucker together. That's a recent-ish one. That happened today when I was peeling the body off. That's a recent-ish one. That's a real bad one. That may be the worst one. It got a lot worse today, or yet when I put the motor in. That one's new. This one's new. I mean, it basically just broke that piece off, and there's one down there. Yeah, so, and you know, the hood blew off the car one time, and that's where that gouge came from, and there's a bunch of scuffage down here. That all came from the time the hood blew off the car. The hood wouldn't hurt too bad though, but it sure did fuck the front end up. So anyway, that's where we're at. Sucktastic. So the next video that I do, I will probably have this up on a little cradle, a tabletop of some sort, or a cart, and I'll be cutting into the cracks, and I'll be taking the headlight buckets out, and then I'll be cutting into the cracks and laying some fiberglass resin. Anyway, yep, that's where we're at, gang.